review day 2. We'll do a wrap-up of day 2, and we'll begin with a review. You now have 2 groups of phonograms. You have 2/3 of all of the phonograms. You are drinking from a fire hose. We don't introduce them this fast to students, but our goal is for teachers to become familiar and master as many as they can during the training. So I really encourage you to be practicing these tonight together, and you can use the phonogram app. We also today introduced spelling analysis of one-syllable words, and it'll be important that you practice that tonight as well. We also introduced the science of reading from a neuroscience standpoint and how reading starts as a visual input, and then that visual input connects to the letterbox region, which is activated as we teach students the letter-sound correspondences. And this part of the brain was originally for facial recognition, but as we teach a student to read, it becomes activated to letters, and it connects those letters to their sounds. And those sounds can then be used to recognize the meaning of a word as students decode. And we now know from neuroscience that this is how students learn to read. We also know that emerging readers can self-teach fluency by practicing once they know the letter-sound correspondences. And that with practice, the brain forms a new direct route from that letterbox directly to meaning. However, it's not using that route all by itself. It is processing in parallel, which is so important to understand. We also talked about fluency and the importance of building all of these levels of fluency, starting with phonograms and moving to words and phrases and sentences and eventually texts of longer and longer lengths. It's important to remember, too, that reading, spelling, and writing all reinforce each other, are all the same subject, just different directions, encoding and decoding, and that we can practice them all at the same time. And we talked about the elements of effective practice. So just a few of them are that it's fun, that it's daily, that it's meaningful, that it's encouraging and respectful, and that it's engaging. This is kind of where we're at in looking at the foundational skills of reading. We've talked about phonemic awareness and fluency and systematic phonics, and then more about fluency. So I think you know what's coming next. Vocabulary development and comprehension are on the agenda. If you could take a few moments and give us your feedback, again, at the back of your training manual is a feedback sheet for day 2. And again, very simple. Plus, things you liked. Minus, things that we can improve. And by the way, it's really helpful to me when people share things that they notice that could be improved. We take that seriously.